We knew this was going to happen, didn't we? It was inevitable. You know, you put Max Verstappen into a sports car race, an endurance race like this around a track that he's driven probably thousands upon thousands of laps in video games and in physical cars as well. He was always going to win. It was, as they say, inevitable, very much a Thanos kind of moment, really. He was always going to win around the Nurburgring Nordschleife, and so it proved this weekend. But yeah, still, on his weekends off, to go around the Nurburgring, the green hell, and win. Just unbelievable. Really, I mean, it's totally believable at the same time, I suppose, as well. Really, really impressive from him, yet again. And he goes into Singapore this weekend on an absolute high because of this, you know, because this is a serious deal. There's a lot of rumours as well now swirling about him doing Le Mans next year, about him doing the Nürburgring 24 hours. I think that one's probably more likely depending on where it falls in the F1 calendar because, you know, he's going to want to win the World Championship next year in F1. So obviously he's going to do every round of the season. It can't clash with anything. But if it doesn't, like this did, I think there's a real possibility of that happening. But let's have a look, guys. I've got an article here on the F1 website just going over it if you haven't seen it yet. Shout out to these guys for covering it. I mean, they were always going to. Let's be real here. But yeah, F1.com covering this one for us. Max Verstappen added yet another note to his impressive motorsport CV by winning on his GT3 race debut at the Nurburgring Nordschleife last weekend as the Dutchman continued to explore endurance competition. Alongside teammate Chris Lullum, who usually contests the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup for Verstappen.com Racing. Yes, he was driving with a car on it. Yes, he was driving in a car of his own making, effectively. Full-time F1 world champion stormed to victory in the 9th round of the NLS, the Nürburgring Langstrecken Serie. Verstappen and Lullum took on the 4-hour race in Verstappen.com and Red Bull liveried Ferrari 296 GT3, which was run by Swiss team Emil-Frey Racing. The pair coming out on top in a field of 110 cars, of which 10 participated in the fastest category, the SP9s. Verstappen said, quote, after the race, "It was great. During my first 2 stints, the car was amazing. After qualifying, I knew the car would be good on a dry track. Everything went well in terms of traffic, and we didn't make any mistakes. To win my debut race here is amazing." As what might come next in his growing endurance career, Verstappen added, quote, "Of course, we really want to race the 24-hour race here at the Nordschleife. If that's going to be next year, I don't know yet. We need more experience, so hopefully we can enter a few more NLS races this year. We need more experience, so hopefully we can enter a few more NLS races next year." End quote. And there he is looking very happy indeed. He looked like he was, I mean, it looks like he's enjoying racing a lot more right now. Ever since a certain Christian Horner left Red Bull. No, that's just got to be a coincidence, sure. That has nothing to do with it, I'm sure. But yeah, really, really amazing. And I'm sure there's going to be some people that are like, oh, he didn't get pole position though, did he? The man's washed. Well, if you actually paid attention to it, you would know that he basically had a more wet track than what everybody else did, or at least most drivers did anyway, because the Nürburgring is huge. I mean, we see it in terms of Formula 1 tracks, like we saw at Silverstone this year for the British Grand Prix, where there are some parts of the circuit that are more wet than others, right? But the Nürburgring is huge. It's humongous. I mean, you look at the Nürburgring, the old Nordschleife that is, compared to the modern Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, which we've seen the German Grand Prix, the European Grand Prix, the Eiffel Grand Prix, the Luxembourg Grand Prix even run over the years, of course, as well. You look at it compared to that, and like, it's like that. The Grand Prix circuit's like that, and then the Nürburgring's like out here. So, you know, it's really, really difficult to get qualifying conditions be the same for everybody, unless it's bone dry. If there's any kind of wet weather around, you're going to get people that are naturally disadvantaged more than others. That's just life. That's just fun. It's just racing around that track. And unfortunately, Verstappen had more of a wet circuit than a lot of other people, but he still qualified like 4th, I think. Which is really not bad going. And then, yeah, turn 1, P1, off you go. Uncatchable. Absolutely uncatchable at that point. Yeah, ridiculous, really. But also totally expected in a sense too. But yeah, there you go, guys. I guess that goes to prove it's not just the car, is it? I'm just saying. He had the same car pretty much as everybody else in his category, and he absolutely wiped the floor with him, despite that being his 2nd race in that kind of car, and only the 1st race at full power. Of course, he competed at Nürburgring last month or earlier this month, but had an underpowered car just to get his license for this race. 24-hour Nurburgring next year. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him in that. Imagine how much of a gap he'd pull in a 24-hour race. He'd lap him around the Nurburgring. That's like an 8-minute lap, 9-minute lap. It's a long, long way. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I want to hear what you have to say on this one, as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a fantastic day wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.